Oh, a Hellcat. Morning everybody and welcome back to another War Thunder video. So you're probably looking at the title thinking, hang on a minute Red, that doesn't make any sense, you're not Irish. No, I'm not. And we're not going to be discussing anything interesting today as such. This is just gameplay footage. Because I was planning on doing a Centurion Mark 10 video, which will be going up hopefully tomorrow if I get enough decent footage in it today. But honestly, this match, the reason for the title's name is because I was listening to Irish folk metal at the time. Specifically Dropkick Murphys, which is a fantastic band, by the way. If you have never heard of them, I highly recommend looking at them. That's where the name of this comes from. Anyway, that aside, this game didn't start off particularly well. It could have gone a lot better. I'm going to try not to spoil it, but the title should pretty much give you a pretty good indication anyway. So I'm driving my heavy tank number 6, the Japanese Tiger E. I've often wondered actually, do you see all the pipes and that on the rear of the engine deck, on the top of the engine deck? On the German Tiger E, none of that is on the tank, but it is on the Tiger 1H, which I don't know why it is like that. Maybe somebody can tell me, but yeah, you'll see what I mean about my shots in a minute. Look at this. Hit to the driver's viewport, and it didn't pen, on an IS-2. I figure it's worth my time sort of, you know, waiting for him to shoot back, because at the end of the day, he's got a long-ass reload, much longer than I do. About 13 or 14 seconds. I take a hit from the right, and I take a hit from the IS-2, neither of which penetrate due to my angling, thankfully. I do spot the tank to my right. Screw it, I'll go for the lower plate. Luckily I get the kill. That's the APHE shells on the 88mm gun for you. The pinnacle of German engineering. So I come terrassing around this corner. Ah, T-3485, a bright red T-3485. Straight through the side of the turret. Well, that'll teach you for shooting at me, you cheeky little bugger. Nothing particularly lucky has happened yet, but you just wait and see. You just wait and see. I was half considering grinding the rest of the Japanese tech tree to get to the tier 5 vehicles, but to be completely honest with you, the Japanese vehicles have never really interested me that much. The aircraft much more than the ground forces. As fascinating as I find the ground forces, none of their top tier vehicles are particularly interesting to me. And because I play with a controller, because obviously I play War Thunder on my PS4, it's kind of difficult for me to set up buttons for the suspension, so I can't really take advantage of that. So all I really get is, excuse me, is a Japanese Leopard. And I already have a Leopard. I already have both the Leopards actually. If I wanted to play a Leopard, I could just play the Leopard. I will get them eventually. I mean, it's going to be something that I'll have to do at some point. I'm just in absolutely no rush to get around to doing it. To put this into context, what's about to happen, I haven't realised that for some reason the Germans are fighting against us with the Russians. So, when this Tiger E comes terrassing around the corner, right about now, we both sort of, he fires and bounces off my side, I swing the gun around, get a critical hit, kind of a lucky shot really, the gun could have quite easily moved to one side or the other. I reload before he does, and put a shot through his frontal plate. I don't know what fired that smoke shell, but it wasn't a friendly tank. There's no friendly tanks in the general vicinity, so it must have been that Tiger firing a smoke shell, I would assume. Unless he fired a smoke grenade. But I don't know. Does the Tiger E get smoke grenades? The Tiger H does. Anyway, PT-76 at long range. gun doesn't settle in time, so I keep moving up towards him. I think, at this point, that the PT-76 is the only thing capping B, but I'm wrong. There is something else in that capture circle, but I haven't seen it yet. So I keep my eye on the swivel. I should be checking my corners here, really. Any other time I would have gotten hit in the side by some tank I'd never spotted, but whoa! Puma comes tearing us around the corner, swing the tank around. That was quite a fortunate shot, I think you'll agree. It's not the first time I've ever gotten a kill like that in my Tiger, but yeah. So now we're going to take B. For some reason I seem to do better in my Japanese premium Tiger than I do in my Tiger H or my Tiger E. Although saying that, my Tiger H is the only vehicle in the game that I've played and enjoyed enough to actually unlock all of the skins. I haven't bought any of the skins for that tank. Some of the tanks, like my T64, I did, you know, 200 Eagles is like chump change, just like 70 pence or something like that. So occasionally I'll chuck 70 pence at Gaijin and just get a skin just for the sake of having something else other than the bland camouflage patterns that you normally get on most of the vehicles. But for the Tiger H, I didn't want to. I wanted to grind out the skins myself, and I have managed to do that over time. The winter skin especially looks really nice on it. I would have downloaded the skin. There are loads of Tiger skins out there on the internet that you can download, but as before, unfortunately, PSN, and more specifically Sony, doesn't like the idea of people downloading things onto their consoles that aren't quote-unquote, you know, necessary, or a game, or an add-on, or DLC, because if you can't pay for it, then it's not allowed, basically. And you can't even make the excuse that it might damage your computer or your console, because let's face it, mods nowadays actually tend to be safer than some of the games that people end up installing. Look at Bethesda's games. Oof, don't even get me started. That is most definitely a topic for another video and another day. So we've taken C, and now we're moving back towards A because something has taken A, or has decapped A at the very least. Rod and Red, you're listening to yourself. I am now checking my corners. I'm pretty sure there was something over there to my right, but I don't stop, I keep moving, but I do look back. Whatever it was didn't shoot at me, so I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. Most of our team is doing the good old tradition, War Thunder tradition, of camping their spawn. The anti-spawn camping system is working fantastically to full effect here right now, as you can see. I am of course being sarcastic. It doesn't particularly work very well at all, especially not at high tiers, when you have ATGMs that can fire from a kilometre away directly into your spawn. But nevertheless, it's a work in progress, I understand that. Speaking of a work in progress, I just had to download a 9 GB download for War Thunder, and it wasn't to change the tiers or the economy, which is what the newest update slash patch was supposed to be. So I don't have a clue what that was for. As far as I can tell, it hasn't changed all the tiers or anything yet. I'll have to have another look in a minute when I finish this video, but I don't know what it is. Normally their patches are maybe 300 or 400 megabytes, and it's usually, you know, minor things, but being a 9 GB patch, I mean, I checked the research on my M60 A1 EOS or whatever it is, the more modern one, the different turret on it, and I had 70,000 experience, and given the changes in experience, I should have unlocked it, but I haven't, so I don't think it was that. Well, that's about the end of it for this video. I will see you guys in the next War Thunder video tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be the Centurion Mark 10, but if you enjoyed, please like, share and subscribe if you want to. Really does help out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.